Arden. Nikki Edwards, TTU Sports Report. Take us through that last play of the game where you got the forced fumble and Shiloh picked it up for a scoop and score. What did you see, and why did people pause on the field and no one went for the ball other than the Buffs defense?
Honestly, from my standpoint, I was looking to finish, of course, but I honestly thought it was a QB hit. I couldn't tell. I think my teammates felt the same way, but after looking at the replay, of course, it ended up being a strip sack. But like I said, from my standpoint, I thought I had just hit the quarterback. But I'm glad Shiloh was able to scoop and score when he sealed the game. So.
Hey, Arden. Carlos Bryant, DSM. Just wanted to talk to you about Cherry Creek High School. It's playoff time here in Colorado.
CCOD.
How much did that program impact how you play at the next level?
I feel like from a brotherhood standpoint, I feel like it helped me understand just the team sport aspect of football. And I feel like as close as we got through those 4 years, all the guys that came through and just some of the legendary coaching, one, of course, Coach Logan, and then two, like some of the legendary players that's playing, of course. So I feel like from that aspect of just brotherhood and having a system, developing that from, here or even when I was at Missouri, like just continue to bring that along with me, I feel like that helped me in my success in college. So.
Hey, what's up, Arden? We've seen you, be vocal on social media, trying to recruit the program and stuff like that. Just why did you assume that role, and what could players expect when they come here to play for Colorado?
Like I said, just from a brotherhood standpoint and building a system, like I said, we want to be successful and continue the success we're having. So I feel like the guys that are around the country that are having good success, or some of these like high-rated guys, or they have some talent, like I feel like they should showcase it here. And obviously, this is a big platform, big stage. Like this is the things that kids want. So, like I said, why not?
Hey, Arden. Brian Howell, Bola Daily Camera. Talked to you when you first transferred here, and you were so excited to come back and be in your hometown and your dad's team and all that. How much does it mean to you that you're making plays and making an impact on this team this year?
Like I said before, it's an honor. I said I'm one of the legacy buffs on this team, so I look at it a different way. Like with me wearing the CU emblem on my helmet and on my jersey, like I feel just knowing the history and just how much it means to the people before me. Like I take pride in what I do. So every time I step on the field, it's just like gotta make a difference. So.
How much dad's barbecue you get?
Oh, all the time. That's like every Sunday almost. So.
Hey, Arden, Pat Graham, Associated Press. 7 sacks against Texas Tech, I think 29 this year. What's changed? What's going well? They just come in bunches, or what's going on with that defensive line?
Like some of the NFL experience I've been around, they definitely say it comes in bunches. But I feel like just staying consistent and continue to keep rushing and figure out plans that help us create havoc and be successful and just influence on the quarterback. I think we all in our room from D tackle to D end, like we all just continue to keep rushing and got in our bag and end up making plays. So I think just from a standpoint of having 29 sacks now, we got to keep going, and it hasn't stopped. So.
Hi, Arden. Adam Munster, Tiger 24/7 Sports. Just kind of building off Brian's question there about you being a legacy buff. Your dad was obviously one of the H boys. I'm curious, just how many stories did you hear about he and his time at CU growing up?
I've been hearing those stories since I've probably been about I'll say probably like 3, 4, like early I can remember. So of course, all the fun times, even off the field. Like I said, seeing the brotherhood that they have, like I was saying earlier, I appreciate that aspect of just college sports and college football, because like those connections, I feel like just it went a long way. They're 30, 40 years in, and they're still friends to this day. So. But like, there's so many stories, and I've heard everything you could possibly think of on the field, off the field. So.
Hey, Arden, Trent Finnegan, Scobuff Sports. Kind of building off Pat's question. You guys have 3 straight road games with 5 or more sacks. What is it about those hostile environments, especially Texas Tech, which is super hostile, that fires you guys up as a defense?
I feel like at this time of the season, it's more like it's a playoff environment. So that's our goal, to get to the college football playoffs. And you think about it, we're away from home. We'll be playing on national TV. So these are times where everything's just like magnified, I guess you could say. So I feel like during the week in practice, we kind of look at it from an aspect of make sure we're just intent with our details and stuff like that. So when we do go on these hostile environments and on the road, like we know, like we're calm, cool, and collective, to be honest. So.
Hey, Arden, Troy Finnegan, CU Sports Report. Kind of building off that, what was it like in your room at the beginning of the season when you guys weren't getting those results? Were you guys encouraged? Did you feel like you were right there, or did you feel like you guys had a long way to go and now you've gotten there?
I feel like we just continue to stay consistent. We all kept encouraging each other, just trying to figure out moves that work for each individual. Because I said honestly, each person in my room, no matter D tackle or DN, we all different rushers. We all have different moves, different bags, and we're different body types and stuff like that. So we just figure out what works for us, and then we get into the game, or we have a certain a scheme or system that we're like inputting during the week. I feel like we just continue to keep working on it, and like I said, we see where we got from there. So like by this time in the season, it's now like we're okay. We know we want, and we know we need to get, and what moves we need to work. So I feel like it's just been working in our favor.
Hey Arden, Jack Carlo with Buffalo's Wire. Working with Coach Livingston, obviously a guy who has his roots, coaching the secondary, but how has he helped this defensive line find some success this year?
In a way, I feel like how we're attacking in our system, it creates a lot of havoc in the backfield, or how we get into the quarterback. I feel like Coach Livingston lets our D-line coaches do their thing and kind of coach. So I feel like we just going with the system and playing within the framework of the defense. So.
What's good, Arden? Scott Proctor, DMVR. You obviously had the strip sack late in the game. I asked Cam this on Saturday, but it seems like in the second half of games, this defense, particularly this pass rush, becomes something different. What do you think that is late in games, second half of games, that kind of turns something different in this defense?
To be honest, I look at it from a baseball standpoint. Like some of those first few pitches or series, you kind of have to see or the top of the inning, you got to see okay, how the pitcher's pitching, or or I guess I can translate it to O-line, how he's setting, or what's the protections like and stuff like that. You got to get a feel for it, because I feel like by the time it's the second half, it's like okay, now we got a routine going or something like that, and that's kind of how you get into those sacks, and they fall. They come in bunches, like I said earlier. So it's just got to continue to keep rushing and hitting at the mine until you get struck goals. So.
Hey, Arden. Coach Hilo was added to the staff late in the process. I've seen some clips of him breaking things down. What impact has he had, and how much contact do you guys have with him at all?
He's a very smart guy. Like I said, I think we all took heed to just how he's been coaching and just motivating the guys all, no matter what position it is. And I think everybody's just been listening to ear and just trying to figure out what works and how we can be successful on the field, to be honest. So I said everybody been locked in, to be honest. That's how I look at it.
Taj Brooks averaged 4.4 yards per game. He kind of got going in the fourth quarter, but up until then, through three quarters, you guys really did a really good job stopping him. Kind of week by week, what goes into the game plan around guys like that, specific running backs, and stopping the run overall?
It's a red letter, honestly. We're looking at it as, he's an impact player, and he's a pretty good player, and he ended up getting the record for the school. But we also honed in on during practice to make sure we find him, and or at least who was scouting for him. But like I said, we found the guy, and I feel like we did that and translated over to the game. So for the most part, we did our job. But like I said, we got to continue to keep doing that no matter who we play. So.
Pat Rooney, Boulder Daily Camera. Going back to the Cherry Creek question, if you don't mind. Are you tight with your old quarterback, Julian Hammond?
Oh, that's one of my best friends. He plays basketball. We played basketball growing up together too. So I played for Chauncey Billups Elite and everything too. So through AAU, it's kind of crazy. Most of my friends are basketball players, but I talk to them all the time, almost every day. So that's one of my good guys for sure.
Arden, just want to ask you, you guys were not known as being real physical last year, but it feels like there's a big difference in that right now in the last several weeks. Are you feeling that? And if so, where do you think that's coming from, that you guys are just being a more physical, aggressive team?
Honestly, our three coaches has just emphasized on us just being physical and playing fast. So I feel like the guys throughout the weeks, we just continue to play hard, and actually it's been paying off. That's really what it is. But I feel like we're still climbing up the mountain, and we want to get to the top. So like I said, we just got to continue to stay consistent with playing hard and playing fast. So playing physical, it separates us. So obviously coming from the SEC, I know what it takes. So that's actually some physical ball, like it has Will, different. So for sure.